Hey y'all, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to check out another one of my videos. And if you're new around here, hello and welcome. My name is Katie Marie, and today we are going to be diving into my best of beauty for 2020. These are my yearly favorites that just impress me so much. I am convinced that this time next year I am still going to be in love with them. Even like 2-3 years down the road, I think they're just going to be such solid products that I'm still going to be going back to, and I can foresee myself repurchasing them. So if you enjoy those type of end of the year best of beauty makeup favorites, this is a video for you. I really try to be picky when I do pick out my best of beauty, and I don't try to just pick makeup that impressed me or just like, oh yeah, this was a favorite while I was using it. I really try to hone in and say, okay, which product do I think I'm going to go back for again and again, and which product could I see if I'm going to use it up rather quickly? Which product can I see myself going back to the store and repurchasing? So that's really what stands out to me when it comes to what makes it to my best of beauty when it comes to the end of the year favorites. I really try to hone in on products I could see myself, once it's gone, wanting it back in my collection and wanting to go buy it. Now, of course, some of these products, like, I'm going to talk about highlighters. I have yet to finish a highlighter, so in that aspect on those products, it's going to be more so like, what can I foresee myself reaching for again and again over the next year or a couple years and whatnot? What formula do I really enjoy? So not all of them are going to be, can I see myself repurchasing when it's done? But, loosely, that's how I try to do it. I really stress out when it comes to the end of the year favorites because I want to pick the best of the best, and I don't want to look back on this video next year and be like, why did you pick that, Katie? So that's kind of my thought when I go into this, is I really want to pick ones that I think I'm going to enjoy for not just a couple months. I didn't just enjoy it this year. I can foresee myself continuing to enjoy it into the next year. So yeah, that is what we're going to be doing today. I do want to say, if you like what's on my eyes, a video is already up. I will leave it linked up here if you want to see how I got it in the palette that I used to get this look. And the only thing I added to the look before I sat down to do this video was a little JD Glow liquid liner in Unicorn Snot. That's the one I have in my crease, but yeah, that is the look if you want to see how I got it and what I did to get this look. And with that said, let's go ahead and just jump in and talk about these products that I was so impressed with this past year. I know I'm gonna love them into 2021. I want to talk about base products, which I feel like I tend to not really comment on much because they don't impress me that much. I just tend to use whatever I have. However, these two products that we're going to talk about, I can foresee myself repurchasing. The first one we're going to talk about today is the Catrice Prime and Fine Aqua Fresh Hydro Primer Fresh It Up. This is a primer I purchased to see if it was a good dupe for the Smashbox Primerizer, and I did a video comparing them. I'll leave that linked up here if you're at all curious to see my results, but this is kind of a spoiler alert. I finished up my Smashbox and I haven't gone to repurchase it yet because this does for me what the Smashbox did, so I'm just been using this up and enjoying it, and honestly, when this is done, I plan on just repurchasing this. I am so close to being done. There's not much in here left, and I really enjoy it. It does everything, like I said, the Smashbox does for me. And, when this is used up, I mean, maybe if there's a crazy sale on Smashbox, I'll, splurge and get Smashbox, because maybe there's more, like, skin benefits and more, skincare benefits in Smashbox. I really don't know the difference, but this does for me, like, just on the day-to-day, what the Smashbox does. So in my eyes, I'm saving money by going to this. It works well, so it impressed me so much. And yeah, I definitely had to mention it because, like I said, I'm almost done and I'm definitely planning to repurchase this, so I can foresee myself going through many of these in the coming years. I also have to mention the Good Molecules Silicone-Free Priming Moisturizer. Now, when I got this, I honestly wasn't expecting to be impressed. I wasn't expecting to even like it. However, it has become such a favorite, and it's one of my go-to moisturizers in the morning, especially if I know I'm not going to be going out anywhere and have to worry about SPF. I'm going to be staying inside. This is my go-to because it's such a nice moisturizer that can double as a primer for me. And I don't know if you guys can see, on this side here, this bottle, it kind of moves up as you use it, and I'm all the way up to here with this thing. So over halfway done with this bottle, and I enjoy it so much. I use it nearly every morning, and like I said, I just really enjoy it. It's gonna be great in the winter when my face is really dry, but surprisingly, it's also really nice in the summer because I thought I wouldn't be able to use this through the summer, but I did. I didn't notice any ill effects with, being too oily or anything like that, and makeup just goes on really nice. If I'm feeling lazy or I'm just in a rush in the morning when I'm getting ready, I can use this and double it as my primer and moisturizer, and I'm good to go. And yeah, it just really impressed me. I lost the cover, so there's that. But this is definitely a product that once it's done, I would like to repurchase it because I just like having it. It's really nice. I love the pump. It's easy to use. It's nothing messy. I don't have to unscrew anything. It's quick and easy. And it's a great, simple product that I have become a huge fan of. Okay, next up, I want to talk about concealer. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. This little guy impressed me so very much. I enjoyed it so much. For full coverage concealer, this has become my favorite this past past year. I have reached for it so many times, and I just find it really nice and comfortable. It gives me really good coverage, like really good coverage, more so than the other Milani one. However, it doesn't get too cakey, which I really appreciate. I don't like cakey concealers. I have a lot of lines, I have a lot of wrinkles underneath my eyes, and so I don't like concealers that accentuate it. And this is just a fantastic one. For me, there's no real big con with it. Like I said, I tend to use it brush or sponge. They both work really well. It lasts really nicely. And if I set it with a powder that I know and trust that is a good one, I don't see any creasing at all throughout the day, which is always impressive and always a plus for me. So yeah, this was a little short and to the point when it comes to my review of this, but I just love it so much. It's a fantastic product and I can totally foresee myself repurchasing. Next up, I want to mention the Milk Makeup Bronzing Stick Matte Bronzer. This little guy right here, I bought a sample because this is a little bit expensive and I'm not someone who's typically into cream bronzer, so I wasn't sure if I would want to buy the full one and waste all that money if I wasn't going to enjoy it. So I bought the little mini guy here and I love it so much. I'm absolutely going to buy the full size whenever I do run out, which I still got a lot. Like the mini comes with a decent amount of product and I've used this a lot. I'm still going. Make sure it can go down. Okay, good. Don't want to get stuck up. Okay, so I had that much product to get, so this is going to last me a good while. However, whenever it does, I hope I don't break this. Whenever it is officially done, I'm definitely going to be repurchasing the full size because this is just an effortless bronzer that gives the most gorgeous bronze to the skin, and it's so easy. It's one of those bronzers that can be great if I'm wearing no foundation, no makeup, like a no makeup day when it comes to my face. I put this on and it looks so flawless, so beautiful. However, if I do a full face like today, I can put this on and it looks so intense and it just stands out and looks so natural. Like it's not too cool, it's not too warm. Those are my type of bronzers that I love to have, something that can kind of double up as not making me look orangey, but not making me look too cool, but still having coolness to the bronzer. That's what I like to see. And yeah, this did it for me. I was so impressed. This was the second cream bronzer I bought trying to find a good cream bronzer, and it's a winner. So I'm like, oh, I got this. I'm done. I don't need to search anymore. It's fantastic. I heard so many people raving about this, and I was kind of scared to try because I was like, what if I don't like it? Because I don't like cream bronzers. However, the hype is real. This is fantastic. Okay, I have got a lot of like bronze contours. There's a cream bronzer like I just said, but I also have a single to talk about here. This is from Aesthetica. This is the Sunset Bronzer. I know I got this in a subscription box. I can't remember which one. I remember getting it and going like, okay, I'll try it. I just didn't anticipate liking it because I don't know anything about the brand. Nothing about the packaging or the product looked that amazing until I touched it and I was like, oh my goodness, this feels really soft. I might like it. And then I tried it out and it just blew me away. This is such a gorgeous bronzer. It goes on so beautifully. It is more of a cool tone bronzer, but it still has a touch of warmth to it, so it works so well on my skin to give me a very natural type of bronzer. It's one of those products that you can really pile on and kind of go ham without overdoing it, which I like because I feel like I always go ham when it comes to my bronze and contour. I like to put on a lot, and if I have a very pigmented one, it's like, oh shoot, I put on too much. But this one I feel like I can really go ham without that, oh shoot, I put on too much. So I like that about it, and like I said, it's very softly milled. It feels very nice. It's very nicely pigmented, not too pigmented, and everything about this bronzer is fantastic. I don't know the price of it. I guess I should have looked before this, but it's a really great bronzer. I'm gonna enjoy using it up. Will I ever repurchase it? I don't know. I've yet to repurchase a bronzer. You know me over here having too many, but I like it, and I can foresee myself hitting pan on this. That's how much I like it. Okay, let's go ahead and just do all the cheek products, the bronze. I got a lot of bronzers and a lot of highlighters. So next up I want to talk about 3 individual products, but they're all going to be in one face palette. But this is from Lethal Cosmetics, and I got their highlighter, their blush, and their bronzer. I'm going to put on the screen here what they all are because I don't remember. I know the highlighter is the Isotip because that's the one I got at the beginning of the year, and I have used it so many times this past year. I absolutely love it. It's a gorgeous highlighter. I don't have it on today, but it is so beautiful, so blinding, so gorgeous on the skin. It is one of those highlighters that just kind of melts in and blends in to look absolutely beautiful, so I really like that one. And then the blush and the bronzer are definitely newer to me, but I have grown to love them so much. If you've seen videos over the past, this past month, I have worn this orange blush with the bronzer so many days. And for me, who I've never been a girl to like blushes, I feel like an orange blush is my go-to because it makes it look more like I just kind of bronzed heavily, and that's what I like when it comes to what's on my cheek. I never like to go too pinky personally, but orange, I've discovered that I actually do like it. So I really enjoyed this, and the formula, it's as good as I expected when it comes to Lethal. It is outstanding. They are both so buttery smooth. They're not too heavily pigmented where you have to be careful when you apply. However, they're both real nicely pigmented in that they're very easy to get the look that you want. And they're just so very nice. I got a really great color. I was very scared trying to pick out the color for the bronzer, but I picked a good one. It works really well on my skin tone. A little bit cool, but not too cool. And then the blush is just really, really beautiful. I love it. And I've been wearing this. I put the compact together. I bought the compact separate, bought these two, and then I threw in the Isotope highlighter that I already have. And I have been using this almost non-stop this past month because I enjoy it so much. So this is definitely a palette, a product that I can foresee myself reaching for many, many times over the next year. Okay, next up is the Midas Cosmetics Noon Face Palette. This palette is so, 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 so nice. I will say though that in this palette, I only like the 3 products over here. I'm not a fan of the blush. I find it to be very hard to show up, and when I use it I really have to go ham and go like really hard to kind of get a hint of color, so it's kind of a dud for me. I rarely ever use the blush now that I've tested it. I never reach for the blush, but I reach for this a lot to get the bronzer, the contour, and the highlighter because all of those are beautiful. The contour and the bronzer are very buttery smooth, very nicely pigmented, not too crazy pigmented. Again, they're the kind of formula that I love. They're very soft, but they build up so quickly and so beautifully on the skin. I'm always impressed because you touch it and you're like, oh, that's soft, but like I can't even see that on my finger. However, when you go put it on your face, it shows so well. It gives you just a nice little shadow for your contour, a gorgeous kind of warmth to the outside of your face for your bronzer, and it is beautiful. And then the highlighter, oh my goodness, the highlighter is stunning. As an inner corner highlight for an eye look, it's stunning. As a face highlight, it's stunning. I love it. I've used it so many times, and it's one of those kind of squishy ones. So you touch it, it feels cold, and you move it around. It's like a ColourPop Super Shock shadow, but it behaves just like a powder. So I use it just like a powder, and I find it so, so beautiful. I know here I am getting so dirty, but it's so blinding. I don't know if you can see. I don't know why I always swatch it on the weirdest, oddest places, but I do. Like, look at that. So blinding. I absolutely love it. So yeah, while there is a dud in here with the blush for me, the other 3 products make up for it and make it worth me holding onto this product and reaching for this product a lot because I love the bronze, the contour, and the highlighter. Okay, moving on. We still have highlighters to talk about. This is the Pure Cosmetics Afterglow highlighter. This guy right here, I was so impressed. I picked it up at the beginning of the year, and I've lost kind of how many times I've reached and grabbed this and put it in my everyday makeup drawer because I enjoy it so very much. This is a blinding highlight, and it's one of those like gold highlights, but it's not too gold, so it's not, you know, it's something that me with very pale skin, it looks very natural but very blinding on my skin, and I absolutely love it. I love this type of color where it's gold, but it's a very white gold, so it works for me in that respect of not, you know, standing out too much and looking white on the top of my cheeks, but still not looking too gold, and so therefore very natural. At least that's what I find. Anyway, the formula is gorgeous. It reminds me of, you know, like Gimme Glow formula. The consistency is just so very smooth and buttery. It goes on so beautifully. It lasts so long, and yeah, I'm just so impressed. And the biggest reason why it's getting in here is because, like I said, throughout this year, I've lost count of how many times I've put this in my everyday makeup drawer because I enjoy it so much that I want to keep using it. So I know in this next year I'm gonna keep reaching for it because it is a blinding, blinding highlight. Next up is Juvia's Place, the Tribe Highlighter Volume 3. This is gorgeous. This is what I have on my face today and also on my inner corner along with another highlighter, but this is the majority of what I put on, and it is just so beautiful and blinding. I love it. It's one of those more firmly pressed, and it kind of reminds me of the Midas highlighter with it being almost feeling like it's a Super Shock shadow. However, when you actually like move it around, it doesn't move around. Does that make sense? I don't know. But regardless of how it feels, look at that. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. Again, this is a highlighter that I've lost count of how many times I put it in my Shop My Stash because I enjoy it so much. This one is a little more white leaning than the Pure one. The Pure one leans a little bit more gold. However, this one I feel like I can get away with on my skin really easily. It's gorgeous as an inner corner highlight, and it is so blinding and stunning. Lasts all day. I love the little compact with it just being cardboard, and it has a nice little magnet to it so it snaps closed, and everything about this highlighter, I am so impressed. I've enjoyed it so much this past year, and yeah, I had to make it into my yearly favorites because I know I'm going to be reaching for it so much this next year. Okay, moving over to eyes for a little bit. We are going to talk about, this is the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base. This product right here I really like. If you're someone who you want to try to cut corners, not cut corners in a bad way, but you need to hurry. You don't have much time, and so you want to cut corners that way. I'm that person who I like to do this to my eyes, but I need to cut corners because I just don't have that much time. And this is one of those products that will prime my eyes but also conceal my eyes at the same time, and I really like that. I've said it so many times that this isn't as bulletproof as using my Lorac Behind the Scenes eyeshadow primer along with a concealer on top of it, because the Lorac Behind the Scenes eyeshadow primer is just a fantastic primer. It doesn't like any oils through to ruin my makeup, and I love that about it. This, on the other hand, will by the end of the day, not every time, but more times than not, when I wear this at the very end of the day, I notice that my eyeshadow is breaking down. So this doesn't hold it up as well as the Lorac Behind the Scenes eyeshadow primer does. However, like I said, it's a good 2-for-1, and it's not like I have heavy creasing or heavy fading at the end of the day with this one. It's just something that I noticed when I use this and when I don't. This one at the end of the day will have creasing on the outer corner or just fading in general on my outer corner where my eye is more hooded. So something I want to know, I'm definitely not putting this in my yearly favorite to say that it is the most fantastic product and works flawlessly for me, because it does have its cons. However, I'm putting it in my yearly favorites because it's a great shortcut for me, and I've already gone through one of these. This is a brand new one that I just got. So I originally bought it in the middle of the year. I already went through it, and here's another one I'm going through, and unless something better comes along that gives me what this does, the 2-for-1, and lasts better than this, I'll be repurchasing this because it's just a great staple to have. I feel like it works way better than the P. Louise base, but it's kind of like the P. Louise base, but it's just so much easier to work with and lasts so much better. I just love it so much more than the P. Louise, so I had to include it in my yearly favorites. I really do like it, even with its flaws. Next up, I want to talk about what is holding on my lashes. What I'm using for glue isn't the traditional glue. This is the Velour Lash and Go. This is fantastic. I tried a bunch of adhesive liquid liners this past year, and I did a video if you want to see. I tried out 5 different ones and compared them throughout the month, compared them to each other, and then ranked them which one was the best to which one was the worst. This came out on top as the best. Obviously, it's in my yearly favorites, so it should come as no surprise to you that it's earning a place in my favorites, because this has made wearing lashes 10 times easier for me, and I wear lashes more often because it's so very easy, and I love it so much. I put these on at, what time was it, like 6 this morning? These lashes, and they are still stuck on there really, really nice, not going anywhere, and I love that about it. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to constantly be checking or constantly be trying to reapply, which with traditional lash glue, I would always have to reapply at some point, and typically I just tear my lashes off because I just stink when it comes to trying to reapply my lashes. I make a mess with the lash glue. This, even on the days when I do have to reapply, because it's not 100%, even on the days I do have to reapply, it's so easy to put the lashes back down because it's easy to just touch this wherever you need more glue and then push your lash back down, and boom, it's good to go for a couple more hours or the rest of the day. I raved about this so very much this past year in my videos and, you know, just throughout the month, so check out those videos if you're curious, but this is phenomenal. I definitely know I'm going to be using it a lot this next year. Highly recommend. I love it. I'm curious to see how long this tube will last, and once it is done though, I plan to repurchase. Okay, next up I want to talk about mascara. That's actually a recent purchase, but it's impressed me so much that the next time I have to buy a mascara, I'm going to be buying this. This is the Maybelline Sky High Mascara. I have a video comparing this to the Benefit Bad Gal Bang, which before this came out and I tried it, I was planning on mentioning the Benefit Bad Gal Bang as my end of the year favorites for mascara. Then this came out like a month or two ago and just blew that out of the water, mainly because, not to say that this is 10 times better than the Bad Gal Bang, however, they're so similar. This is cheaper. Therefore, I'm going to be rebuying this because I love to go inexpensive when it comes to mascara, and this gives me everything that the Bad Gal Bang gave me, except the Bad Gal Bang smudges on me. It smudges really bad in the beginning, but even now that it's like over 6 months old, it still smudges on me. Whereas this, I've never had it smudge once, and it's really very bulletproof to the point where it's a little tricky to take off at night, but not impossible. It's just a little bit more stuck on there, so I appreciate that about it. I didn't get the waterproof. Let me double check. Yeah, I remember when I bought it, I made sure not to get the waterproof. So this isn't the waterproof, but it stays on really nicely. There's no smudging, which is a big step up from the Benefit Bad Gal Bang, because I didn't like how that always smudged on me. And yeah, this is just absolutely fantastic. I think the thing I love most about it is it really separates and elongates my lashes while plumping up the base of my lashes, which is what I go for when it comes to applying my lashes. And I feel like I can get that look really quickly with this, which is what I like because I hate spending time on my mascaras. So this is just a really great quick mascara on the days when I'm in a hurry. I can throw this on and maybe I can't spend as long as I typically would on my lashes. I still feel like I get what I'm going for with my lashes when it comes to this because it just applies mascara so quickly, fans them out so well, and just deposits and defines my lashes very nicely. Check out that video where I put this on to really see, because it's hard to explain what the mascara does, because for me in my eyes when I'm talking about how much I love this, it's basically because this mascara does everything I want it to. It lengthens a little bit, it defines a little bit, it plumps a little bit, and it applies everything really nicely and quickly. And it's just all around a fantastic product, and I can definitely see whenever I'm done with this tube, I'm repurchasing this. Next up is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. This thing is like cement for your brows. I was so impressed the first time I used this. And it's one of those things where if I really don't want my brows to move, this is what I will use, because I will brush it through and it will not, my brows will not move. And typically throughout the day, my brows will kind of turn down, or they'll kind of, you know, stand out and whatnot. I have very long brows that I tend to just leave it natural. So I'm always wanting to brush them in the natural way they should grow, even though they don't want to grow that way. I'm trying to, you know, tell them which way to grow. And typically throughout the day, you know, just whatever, moving and whatnot, they will kind of get a little crazy, at least a couple brow hairs. But with this, it will, it's like a hairspray for your brows, and I absolutely love it about that. I've tried so many brow gels, and before trying this one, I thought brow gels were just like a clear gel that did nothing. Like, it was a clear gel to kind of grab them all together, but throughout the day it would just release them. Like, it never really held them until I tried this, and I was like, oh, that's what a brow gel is supposed to do. Next up, let's talk about some cake liners. These are Midas Cosmetics. They're the neon and pastel cake liner palettes. I love them both so very much. Oh my goodness, these are fantastic. I have been so curious to try graphic liner, especially neon graphic liner, but I was too scared and also unsure of what to get. And like, the little pots they typically come in are a little bit expensive, so if you want to get a bunch of colors, it adds up quickly. However, Midas came out with it in a palette, and I'm like, yes, thank you so much, Midas. I have both of these and I'm set forever. I never need to buy another color. I mean, yes, I do. I'm sure I will, but technically I really don't, because I have the staple colors and I don't need to. But anyway, these are fantastic. I had never used cake liners before this, and I was a little scared of how hard they would be to work with, but I actually found, this is my first experience with them, but I actually found this formula to be very easy. Like, I just add a little water, swirl it around in there, and when I think the consistency is good, then I just go paint it on, and it's like 1, 2, done, and I'm like, oh, that was easy. So yeah, this is just so easy to use. It's so nice to have these. I just keep them right here next to my everyday makeup drawer. Whenever I feel like doing a graphic liner, I just pop one of these out and go to town, and it's so fantastic. If you're someone who, you know, you want to try cake liners, but you were like me, you don't know which color to get, you don't know which brand to go with, you don't know, you know, how much you can spend on it, wait for a sale. I have a coupon code, Lady Katie, that'll get you 20% off, but wait for a better sale if you want, and get one of these, and I feel like you'll be set for a while. I purchased this myself, and I thought it was fantastic. I felt like I was set, because if I wanted to, I could mix the white with any of these colors to get the pastels. But then I got on the PR list for Midas, and Rosia asked me if I wanted anything, like if there's anything else I needed, and I was like, the pastel one would be nice, and so she sent it to me, and I was very, very grateful. And now that I have these two, I feel set, and I cannot rave about these enough. I've been wearing graphic liner a lot whenever I have the time, a couple extra minutes to do it in the morning, and yeah, these are just fantastic, and I definitely know I'm going to be reaching for them a lot in 2021. Okay, last step. Are you guys tired yet? I'm so sorry if this is long, but I'm trying to make it short and to the point. These are the Juvia's Place, I don't even know what they're called, but they're lipsticks, they're satin lipsticks. I have Muted and Me. These are amazing. Like, wow, like so beautiful, so fantastic. I am so impressed. I have been wearing these so very much. I love a good nude, and these, while they're lipsticks, they last really well. I put one of these on this morning when I got ready at like 5 in the morning, and I went and did breakfast with my kids, and just before filming, I put on a different lipstick, and this is like, I don't know, it's now like 11, almost 12, and you could still see the lipstick. It had worn off on the inside because I had breakfast. I'd been drinking coffee, drinking water, playing with the kids, but it was still there. It still tinted my lips, and that's impressive for a lipstick to stick around that well. And they're not like super glossy, which I like, so I don't have to worry about my hair catching it or, you know, getting on my teeth, but they're still like, they don't look super matte. Like, they're definitely more matte leaning, but they're not super, super matte to make your like lips look pruny or anything. So they're just the perfect lipstick for me, because I like a matte lipstick, but I don't like it to look like the Sahara Desert on my lips. So these are just perfection. Like I've been going on and on. They are perfection. They are just the right amount of matte with just a little bit of like sheen and like plumpness to them, almost just making your lips look healthy. And they're just so very comfortable. They glide on. They're very creamy. They're very pigmented. They are just gorgeous colors. I mean, not that, you know, I picked these colors because I like the colors, but like the formula is really good, and they're very intense and pigmented. They're just such good staples. Like, if ever I want a nude lip, I've been reaching for these nonstop ever since I got them. The packaging is impressive. Like, I can't believe how affordable they are, and they look so beautiful. They feel like NARS packaging. They just look so beautiful, I think. And just to know that they're Juvia's Place, they're so affordable, and not only is the packaging beautiful, but the formula is outstanding. I cannot rave about these enough. They just came out with like reds and berries, I think, and I'm tempted to get a red because I feel like I would really enjoy it in this formula, and I feel like it would also stay relatively well for a red. So I am just so impressed. I know I'm the last person to try these because I think they launched way at the beginning of this year and I just like tried them a month ago, but I am impressed. As soon as I wore these, like the first week after trying, starting to try these out, I was like, oh my goodness, yeah, this is going in yearly favorites because they're amazing. All right, so those are all my yearly favorites. I hope I'm not forgetting any. I don't think I am. Looking around trying to think. Yeah, I think that's all of my yearly favorites, and like I said, I really try to hone in on what I think I'm going to keep on using in the future. It's not just, yes, it stood out and it impressed me so much in 2020, hence why it's Best of Beauty for 2020, because I tried it in 2020 and loved it in 2020. However, these aren't just like passing fancies is why I picked them, because I really do think I'm going to continue to enjoy them into the future, into the next year. And I like to do, if you didn't see, I did a looking back at my 2019, so I went back to my 2019 Best of Beauty that I picked, and I went through all those products. I'll leave that video linked up here, and it was really neat to see that the products I picked back then, I still like held most of those views. I mean, there's a couple of discrepancies. Check the video if you want to see, but for the most part, I still really loved all the products that I talked about, and that's really what I like to see when I pick my Best of Beauties. I don't want to pick passing fancies. I want to pick products that I'm going to continue loving, and that's what I think I have done with all of these products that I mentioned in today's video. So yeah, that is going to do it for today's video. I'm absolutely parched, so I'm sorry if I sound a little like dry mouth, because I'm definitely very dry mouth, but I hope you guys enjoyed it and found these little short reviews helpful. I have talked about all of these products on my channel in the past year, so if you want to go search on my channel for any of these products, you'll get more reviews, except for this product. I hadn't reviewed it officially on my channel, but pretty much everything else I have talked about in a video in the past. So if you want more information, if you want to hear more about the pros and the cons, because I really only focused on the pros in this video, definitely check out my channel and see if you can find the video for that, and that way you can hear more about my thoughts on all of these products. But yeah, all these products just really stood out to me as being fantastic products that I really enjoyed this past year, and I wanted to share them with you. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up on your way out, as it helps me in the whole YouTube algorithm. And don't forget, I'm over on Instagram. I'm LadyKatie92 if you want to check me out over there. I tend to upload there every day. And yeah, with all that said, I'm gonna go get a drink of water. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you very soon in my next video tomorrow. Bye guys.